Hello, everybody. Something interesting just happened to me. I got an email from YouTube telling me that my last video about the food, my struggles with food and weight when I was growing up, was demonetized because it said, well, I don't know what the reason was, but I looked into the rules of YouTube and it said that it's because one of the following reasons, and they list a bunch of reasons why it would have been demonetized. It's not advertiser friendly. And at first I thought, what? And then I started thinking about it, and I thought, well, maybe it is true. One of the things in there, because I was looking through the reasons that it could have been, non-monetized. And one of the reasons was describing harmful acts or something like that, or encouraging describing harmful acts. And I thought to myself, well, maybe because I was talking about struggles with food and, and I think in one part I did mention that I had considered trying to do, purging, but I didn't end up doing it. Maybe I thought it was that. And then I started thinking, well, I also did tell them my tips on how I stay thin, and one of the tips was, eating a lot of vegetables. But I guess also I was describing sort of an unhealthy relationship I have with food. I continue to have, but much, much less. 1 second. All right, I'll just leave the door open. Yeah, my father was knocking. He wanted to, by coincidence, ask me if I was ready for lunch. It's a little early still, but... well, what time is it? I don't even know. On the weekends, I don't even know what time. It's 11:30, yeah. So, what was I talking about? So maybe I did touch on some sort of, at least controversial subjects. And then I remember saying about how I like to fill myself up, and then once I'm full, keep eating. So that, I guess, also could be considered an unhealthy act. Now, my video was certainly not condoning that. I was just saying that's how I am. But, and as a matter of fact, the way I ended up losing weight was the correct way to do it. You would go to a doctor. He guides you. He was a medical doctor. He wasn't a quack. He was... but who knows? Maybe I did touch on some things that perhaps might be considered non-advertiser friendly. So I was getting ready to dispute it, and then I thought, well, let's just leave it as it is, because I kind of do see the point. I mean, you've got to be careful what you say and what you do, because you don't know who's listening. I mean, I feel that I was clear in saying that I do not condone those drastic weight loss measures that usually teenage girls, from what I understand, do, but also teenage boys and adult women even do it now, apparently. I've been reading some more on the subject of eating disorders. So we'll leave it at that. But if it wasn't clear in the last video, I want to make it clear in this video that by no means do I condone doing things like purging or even, like I said, the way I, for some reason, have this relationship with food where I just... I don't know, it's obviously not the healthiest relationship. It's far from the worst, but so, not that I'm, trying to justify, but yeah, definitely I wish I could just eat until I was full and that's it, and not be addicted to candy. And, unfortunately it's something I constantly have, on in my life. It's, I guess, my cross to bear in life. And I guess I could, even though I'm 50 already, who knows. Sometimes when you get older, you sort of just learn to live with whatever your problems are, and you learn to somewhat be functional around them. But I guess I could at any point go to a therapist, psychologist, and try to get to the bottom of the deep reason why I do this, why I feel like I want to be so overly full when I eat, and but yeah, it is not healthy. So I really hope none of you are, at least think that that's normal. You should only eat until you feel, comfortably full, and that's when you should stop eating. That's obviously the ideal. But so maybe I kind of gave a little TMI, a little too much information, which, believe it or not, I try to be open and, and I do give certain details of my life, but maybe, I do hold back. I don't say every single thing, but I guess the reason I sometimes share a little more than necessary is because in my mind I'm thinking there might be someone listening who may have a similar issue, and I know what a relief it was to me when I found out I wasn't the only one who was weird about food, because, that's when it was just starting to become more openly discussed around the 80s, early 90s, about this disorder. Before that, I was like, why do I do this? It's so weird. And I probably even didn't realize the extent of the danger with my relationship with food, or what it could have eventually turned into, which it never did again. But so anyway, I just wanted to point that out. And definitely, if you do have a problem with any sort of what you feel is an unhealthy relationship with food, you should seek, and there's a lot of free places that you can call. I'll try to find one or two and put it in the link, put it downstairs, down underneath, in the information section. But even just Google, eating disorder assistance or something. There are hotlines and things. I mean, I know there are. Thank goodness you can find anything now on the internet. But yeah, you want reputable, places. And of course, depends what country you're in. Some countries might have easier access to those type of things. I know in the United States, you have a lot of places that you can call, and even a school counselor would know how to direct you. Like if you're in high school and you don't know who to turn to, the school nurse even, go to her and say, listen, this is what I'm doing. I know it's not right, but I don't know what to do. And she'll at least know how to direct you, who to call or what you can do about it. So, just it's important to ask for help from a professional if you feel you need it. Friends are often well-meaning, but they don't always have the right answers, So, all right, I hope everybody's having it's been a really sad weekend with a bunch of things going on, and Facebook gets so depressing. I've been sucked into a few little arguments about politics, and it's not been a nice weekend. It's kind of sad. And then another attack in London, and the, on people on the other side too. My personal opinion about what's going on with the terrorist attacks, or they also have family and friends, or they also feel people that they love, and they see people around them that they love being attacked and killed too. We, of course, feel more for the people we feel more connected to, such as, Europe, United States, where we're from the Western culture. We have certain ways of feeling, of believing. We all feel, sadness. And I was hoping there would be some way to, as most people do, wish that we could come to some sort of truce at least. But it's gotten out of control, and it really doesn't matter at this point who started it. The United States. When I say we, I mean the United States. We have done some horrible things in the Middle East as well, and have killed innocent people, and they've done the same to us. The Islamist extremists. Not the average everyday Muslim is just like you and I. We have people in the United States that are Muslim that are just as American as I am or anyone else, and don't condone, of course, that the violence. But none of us can really do anything alone about it. We can only just show that we don't support it by not, I don't know what can anyone do at this point. So anyway, we just have to try not to get too depressed about it. But Okay, guys. Well, talk to you later. I don't want to be a bummer. I'm going to try to do positive videos from now on. You know, I have some friends on Facebook. I sort of tend to get into the little discussions about politics and this and that, but some of my friends just post pretty pictures and cute puppies and goats in sweaters and you know, and I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to alleviate the rest of us because you know what, they're doing what they can to try to, you know, obviously they can't change the world, but they can try to make their friends feel better with I just saw a video this morning. It really helped me. It was a video of little goats dressed in sweaters. It was fall. I guess it was taken in the fall, and the little goats were running around and playing. The baby goats are so cute, and and it and this friend that posted that video is always posting cute chicks and dogs and cats and you know, baby animals, and that's all she ever posts. And you know, sometimes you see people like that and you're like, oh God, they're so clueless. They don't, you feel that they're not deep, you know, but on the contrary, they're the people we need to kind of make the rest of us forget it, if only for the few seconds it takes to see the picture or watch the video. You're relieved for just those few seconds or those few minutes, you know. So that's important too. So if you're one of those people that posts cute animals, and go ahead and keep doing it, and you know, and if you're one of the ones that gets sucked into the politics, just try not to be too mean, you know, don't insult others for having a different opinion, and we got to all try at least to get along among ourselves, you know, our friends and family. And okay, bye guys, talk to you soon.